We are on a Monday night, and we are just pushing the Christmas rush. We're almost at the full cutoff of the Christmas rush, so we're getting down to the wire here, which will be fine. We have some cool stuff coming up in the future after Christmas, so it'll be amazing anyway. Tonight we are doing completely unscripted, narrated. What's up, Jenny? How are you? Good to see you. What's up, Biggie? Ashley, hello. David, hello. How you doing? So, yeah, tonight we are doing unscripted, unrehearsed. What's up, John? You got the notifications? Awesome. How you doing tonight? Good to see you. So tonight we got a whole bunch of different mix of stuff to do. So we'll be blending all kinds of different ornaments. These are orders that we are filling currently. But I'm going to mix it up. I have a variety, so that's a good part. And then we're just going to be very interactive with chat today because they are basic ornaments that I'm used to. So tonight's chat should be very interactive. We got some really cool stuff to work with tonight, though. Had the day off? Oh, that's awesome, John. I like hearing that. Lori, how are you? Mima, I'm going to just say Beth. Beo, what's up? How you doing? Good to see everyone. Man, I got like the whole crew coming in. It's the mod squad. Well, that's the mod squad. You guys are the molten mob. We got the mod squad on, the molten mob up. What's up, Birch and Bullet? How are you? It's been a good day so far. The wind is finally down, thank God. Last night I went to come back on live streaming and the power just kept flickering. And that's not really a good situation. Mostly because my kiln is on a separate controller. And if the power flickers too much, it can definitely wreck the controller on my kiln. So I didn't want to chance it. And there's no circuit breaker for it or like power strip that you can get for it because it pulls too much power. Had a day? Oh, you did? I'm sorry. Let's make your day better. KCH, what's up? How you doing? Let's make your day better, Bea. Let's do it. What do you say we start off with a cardinal? Let's make a cardinal right away. What do y'all say about that? Okay, this is called Light Red Elvis. We're going to use that for the cardinal. Let me pull this down a little bit. Okay, I'm going to have to cheat it. Thank you, John, for that wonderful greeting. Molten Mod Squad, that's right. I consider everybody that comes in here kind of like my online family somewhat. So I like seeing everybody that's regular in here. I really enjoy hanging out with everyone. So yeah, you are part of the mob. All right, we're going to pull this down. So this is for the beak to the cardinal. This is one of those things I'll show you kind of an example of what happens with the glass. So this is yellow, but see how it looks orange when it gets hot? It's weird. When you first start using colored glass, you're not used to the combinations. It gets really weird. Yep, part of the mob. That's right. That's you. Well, that's the first time anybody spelled it Fiona or Fione. I'm waiting for someone to call me Guy Fonzie one day. Honestly. What's up, Guy Fonzie? Power went out. Yeah, I have a house generator, but my studio is not on the generator. And the problem is, like I said, the kiln draws 15 amps. And there isn't a power strip I can plug it into to protect it. All right, so this is the red. I know it looks very clear, but we're going to make it all red. Learning as you watch? I hope so. If you have questions, you know what? Tonight's pretty open night. It's like an open mic night for me. What's up, Dragonfly? How are you? Guy Ferrari? Nope, Guy Porsche. All right, here we go. So we're going to start making this cardinal. I did finally get my glass shipment, though. Thank God. I was getting a little nervous about not having it. All right, here we go. So we got to build the body to the cardinal real quick. But yeah, I finally got my glass. I was like, whew. I know what everybody goes through waiting for shipments and stuff. And right this time of the year, nothing's up to date on the shipping. They don't keep it up to date very well. Thank you, John. Thank you for everybody. So I got Dragonfly and John on right now. Do both of you have YouTube Premium? Like, are you on YouTube Premium? Since you're moderators? All right, so we got to squish this down a little bit and then pull the tail. I'm going to be very animated tonight, I'm just telling you. Oh, what's up, Melissa? How are you? John, you have it? Okay. And Dragonfly, I'm hoping she's still in. So I got to grip this here. Melissa's the A team, that's right. So we pull this down. This is just like the hummingbird. The cardinal's done almost the same way. There's a lot of similarity between the two. And we're going to use the pomegranate for the everything else. So this is called pomegranate. It is one of my absolute favorite reds. You just got your electric back on? Yeah. Yeah, last night it was flickering on me, so I didn't want to do that. On a critical part of the stomach? No problem. Dragonfly, do you have YouTube Premium? You do not have Premium? Okay, so John and Dragonfly, since you are moderators, send me an email or a message. As moderators, I need you to have it, so I will PayPal you the money or something for it. Let me pick it up, since you're modding all the time. Yeah, I'll pay for it. Just let me PayPal you, or PayPal or Zelle or something. Could do it all private message. I just want both of you to have it. All the mods, actually. so you don't get any interruptions or anything. Actually, I just found my marshmallow roasting video. I'm gonna reuse it on a short here. I do have a marshmallow roasting video. All right, so there is the body and the tail to the bird. Keep up the cool. Oh, thank you. I seem cool. I try to be. I tell you what I try. My goal in life is to be a good human being. That's it. I just want to be a good human. That's all. If I do that, I'm pretty happy. Bell, Melissa, thank you for all the jewels. Nitro Kid, what's up? Thank you for the jewels. I know it's already rocking. We're doing good. Oop, that was bright. Wow. What the heck was that? Did you see how bright that was? I don't know if it picked up something off the bench or what, but man, that was even bright for me with my glasses on. All right, we got to put the little hook on it. All right. Woo, I even got it straight. What's up? JB Ross. What's up? I try to greet everybody as you come in and say hi. If you are chatting, I try to say hello to you. If I miss you, it's not personal. It's because I'm kind of like in the flame and I have a little bit of a delay. How do you make shapes? A lot of it is gravity. Do I watch horror? Oh, yeah. But I got to tell you, part of my horror movie like criteria is I love B-rated movies. Like the horror movies that are B-rated, I absolutely love them. I think they're classic. Mom's doing good. What's up, Mike? How are you? All right, so there's the body, and we're getting it done. So we're going to do wings, face, everything else, and get this thing together. Need to find a longer glass rod. Well, we'll use this one. Same. You like B-rated movies? I think they're amazing. Yeah, they are. The Cardinal is for an order, but if you want one made for you, I'll make it for you on live. If you order it. What does B-rated mean? B-rated means it's not quite like cinema quality as far as production value. Like it's a low budget, but that doesn't mean they're bad. So B-rated just means low budget, not top tier actors or stuff like that. But I think it brings old Hollywood movie making back, kind of the way it was. Like one of my favorite B-rated movies is Reanimator. All right, so there's the first wing. We'll put the second one on there. John, thank you for the memberships going out. Yeah, straight to video. But back in the day, they didn't have straight to video. But you'd be surprised how many A-list actors you could find in a B-rated horror movie. But yeah, one of my favorites is Reanimator. Oh, this one's turning out beautiful. We are making cardinal right now. We're doing a whole bunch of different ornaments. I'm going to change up the list. Like, I'm not going to make the same one over and over tonight. And this is the cardinal that I'm working on. I'm going to show you some really cool things about Glasso tonight. What's up, Colleen? So see, it doesn't look like much of anything right now. Now watch how much everything changes. As soon as we put a beak on here and the little crest, watch how much this just completely changes everything about it. So there's the beak. We're going to put the little crest on right now. Unfortunately, the crest isn't going to show up in red, but you'll kind of see it. But look how much of a difference just adding those little two things on there changes the whole look. Now the wings, the tail, everything will go red. It just needs time to sit in the kiln. What's up, Catfish? Red Squeak, how are you doing? Red Squeak, you're another mod. Do you have YouTube Premium? I need to find out. There we go. So we're going to pull this maybe back out in a few minutes, about a half hour, and see if it works with the color. How long would it take to learn glassblowing if you went to school? Well, I wouldn't say go to school, but I've seen people get really, really good in 6 months, and I've seen people that have been at it for 20 years bad. It's just a matter of practice. What's a good glass shop in New Orleans? Pollock Glass Studios or Pollock Studios. Pollock. Look them up. I think they're just outside of New Orleans, but right there. Definitely go check them out for sure. I know that they are top tier quality for lessons and glass in their studio. Top tier. In fact, Andrew, the guy that owns it, is pretty gnarly with his glass. He makes some really cool stuff. I have no idea why it keeps reappearing. I bought a one-way ticket to Flavortown. No, I bought a one-way ticket to Flametown. Peanut butter and jelly master. I am the master of peanut butter and jelly. Don't forget it. All right, so I had to put that together. So that little section in the middle is actually red. We'll pop this in the kiln. So if you're going to be around for a little bit, see that little clear section? We're going to put it in the kiln. When I bring it back out, hopefully in about 10 minutes, it will be red. All right, so next on the list is, let's do a candy stripe ornament, snowman head, another cardinal, and go from there. I didn't catch any games. They don't need a premium for live stream, but I want you to not get, I don't want any ads streaming across. And I just want you to have it Anyway, there's some features coming up. I'm just telling you. There are some features coming up. All right, so we're going to pull this down. So the next one is going to be the peppermint stick. How late are you? You're not. You're new here? Well, welcome in. What's my favorite thing to make? I have two favorite things. My first favorite thing is whatever someone is willing to buy. And that's not meant to be rude. You have a lot of choices to spend money on things. And if you choose to buy something that I make, I think that's pretty cool. So that becomes my favorite thing. But other than that, my favorite thing to make is the oddball. Like things you don't see out of glass normally, like a glass hammer or a glass sword or a microphone. So things that you don't normally see. And that's kind of the way I like doing things. I like that stuff. I just like making the stuff you don't normally see. That to me is like the fun stuff. Can I make a deer? I could probably make a deer. I can't make a horse. So that is the one thing that I don't do. But I think I could do a deer. Yeah, last night my power was flickering. We had a lot of wind. A lot. What's up, Savannah? How are you? Thank you for the happy poop. Have I ever made a wolf or a fox? Oh, let me think about that. Hold on one second. Maybe. Oh, you can't see it. Sorry. Park it that way. And there. There you go. Now, it's not going to show as well until we put some light on it so you can see the detail in there. So it is all hand carved. All right, let's do this candy swirl, peppermint swirl. Yeah, the wind has been crazy. Yeah, last night my power was just flickering. And like I said, my kiln does not have a power strip or circuit breaker that would stop it from getting crashed. So when the wind is going crazy and the power is flickering, I actually unplug it. Because the controllers for that thing are super expensive. Savannah, thank you for the jewels. Yeah, I want all the mods to have YouTube Premium. There we go. Colleen, thank you for the jewels. You had a river in your front. Yeah, luckily I'm pretty high up on the lake, so I don't have that issue, but I was a little worried. You should not be there. That does not look like normal red. Oh, we're going to use this. All right, so we're going to stripe the red. Drake, thank you. Colleen, thank you. Savannah, thank you for everybody for the gifts. All right, so we're going to stripe this down. I think this is the light red Elvis. It should show up. This is for the candy, like a peppermint stick, not the swirl. This is the actual peppermint stick. We're just running through. So, yeah, tonight is narrated, kind of going over questions. If you are new to the channel or you've been here for a while and you have a question, type away in chat and I will try to get to it. A lot of the mods will also keep it updated for me if I don't get to it right away. But if you have questions on Glass, I am happy to answer them if I can. I don't know everything, but part of having fun and educating is part of it. I am, John. I've got good news later down the road, but yeah, it's a good thing. Fort Lewis, now in Germany. Oh, that's awesome. We're at in Germany. Better stream than some chick junkie. That made my day. Thank you very much. Clever. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cool glass, which brand? So this is borosilicate glass. There are several brands. The most common one that people know is Pyrex. I don't use Pyrex, but, well, not all the time. But anyway, that's the most common brand that people know. All right. I cut one of these off last night, and I cannot find it. All right, so now we got all this kind of, oh, you can see the red starting to come into play here. So we got everything tapered up. There we go. What type of torch? This torch is called a Glass Torch Technologies, GTT for short. And the model is called the Kabuki. It's an amazing piece of equipment. Nightbot is having an issue right now. Nightbot's having a small issue. Oh, that's okay, Bea. I got you. What do I create currently? I have like lots of different items. I don't see any links being posted. None whatsoever. Not on my end. Right now, we're making what's called a peppermint stick. We're doing a whole bunch of Christmas ornaments. This is kind of my last push of it because we're getting to the cutoff date where I can't mail it anymore and guarantee that it'll be there. But I do have a really cool, I have a cool thing coming up after the cutoff date. So we're going to do something fun. All right, so we're pulling this down, striping it up. I'm hoping that red comes in a little bit. What kind of kiln? I use a kiln called AIM, A-I-M. It does look like a lightsaber, right? Is Nightbot working? Because I don't see Nightbot on my end. Can I do gargoyles? Oh my God, I haven't thought about that. I actually did make 2 gargoyles once. I did. They were amazing. I forgot all about them. Mom's doing good, Colleen. Thank you for asking. All right, we're going to pull this off. A little bit too much there. It's deleting comments. I don't even see it on my end. I don't have Nightbot activated right now. Really? I don't even see it. I'm going to have to... I can go in and stop it for now. Oh, that's what I was feeling. So this right there, that little sliver, can y'all see that? That is like the one thing that always gets me. Have I ever made a cat? Yes. I have definitely made a cat. I don't do too many versions of them, but yes. I used to make a cat that was sleeping like it was tucked up in itself, but every time I made it out of like a brown cat, it looked like all right, let me stop Nightbot. I don't know why. I don't even have it activated. Apparently I do, but we'll fix it. But anyway, every time the cat was made out of brown, it kind of, the way it was wrapped around, it kind of looked like a poop emoji. So I had to discontinue it. I like the design, but every time it was made out of brown, it didn't look good. I did make Marvin the Martian. That was a piece I made for myself, and a house cleaner stole it. I have not remade it since. I have photos of it somewhere. It wasn't very big. It was only like 3.5 inches tall. Yeah, I'll fix Nightbot here in a second. I should be able to do it on live. All right, you can kind of see the red starting to work its way in. All right, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can fix this Nightbot guy going. Hold on. Should be able to go in. Overlays. No, not that. Where would I modify this? Give me 1 second. I want to stop Nightbot here. I should be able to stop it somewhere in here. Moderation activity. Okay. That should tell me when Nightbot's, if it's doing it. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second here. I'm trying to fix this issue. I don't like Nightbot controlling things at the moment. Let's see. Nope. I'm sorry. I need just a moment. I'll fix this. I'll get back to glassblowing in a second. I just want to fix this moderation issue. And I don't know where it's at in here. I know it does look like a lightsaber, right? Community moderation. Oh, let me see if that works it. Oh, there we go. All right, hold on 1 second. User management, and we're gonna take Nightbot off. All right, Nightbot should be done at the moment. All right, so let's start making some glass. Candy stripe ornament. We did. Oh, we should do a Santa guy. Yeah, that I just put Nightbot on the timeout. I put it on, I have great moderators. I really don't need it, but I put it on a timeout. No, I don't make anything you can smoke out of. Yeah, sit back and enjoy the show. Thank you, Melissa. I love hanging out with you guys. Y'all are amazing. You make my night. You make my night, my day, hell of a lot better. If you happen to have any questions on glass, please feel free to ask. I'm doing a lot of basic stuff, so I do have the opportunity to catch chat. Crazy shenanigans. I know, not yet. We haven't gone crazy yet. Thank you, Melissa. Nah, I'm not doing that, Terrell. What's the one animal you want to learn to create? I don't have any that I want to, because if I want to, I'll make it. The only one I haven't done that is on my list for making is I'm going to mess up the name, axolotl. Axolotl? I want to make one of those. Axolotl. I hope I'm saying it right. See if all those years of speech therapy in school paid off. Axolotl. I need a horse? That ain't happening. I don't do horses. Yeah, axolotl would be good. The reason I want to do axolotl is because they have so many colors to them. They're, you got choices of how you can make them, and the diversity is what I really want to do. All right, so we're going to make the snowman head real quick, and then we're going to start mixing it up. I said the name correct? Thank you. It's hard for me to remember that one. Because to me, the way it's spelled, it doesn't sound like the way it's spelled. Self-portrait? Yeah, we could do a self-portrait. I've done self-portraits. You can make a pit bull. I might be able to do the pit bull. Pit bull, I think I could do as a dog. Does it cost a lot of money? Yeah. In the beginning. It does. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say, oh, no, it's perfectly fine. Yeah, it costs a lot of money to get started. Okay, first things first, I encountered it with a bunch of frit. That's that white ground up glass like that. It's like sea salt size. Red bearded dragon? Oh, maybe. I don't know. I can't imagine it right now. Thank you, Bayo. I've not heard of that base. All right, so we're going to start melting this in. Now, the glasses I have, these are the Meta Ray-Bans, but I had special lenses put in them. That's this material here. I'm going to show you what I see in the world as I'm working. So see that bright flame? And magic. Makes it all disappear. So that's how I can see what I'm doing versus that. And that is the magic of digidium lens. Kind of cool, right? What's the largest I've made? Well, I have a 4-foot sword behind me that is solid glass. It's like gigantic sword. And then my chandelier in my house is the biggest blown glass piece I've ever done. Yeah, the filter's nice. The problem is when I'm running the filter, everything's purple and pink. You can't see any, the colors get really distorted. Now, when we start doing horizontal views for live streaming and we go horizontal, I have 3 cameras set up. One of the cameras will have a filter on it. So you get to see all the colors, but you can also watch through the filter and get that experience too. But I need a bunch of people to subscribe and start watching the video so I can get the horizontal numbers up. All right, we're going to blow this out. Hold on. All right, now we got the snowman there. A cocoa or a little dark cake? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. You know, if I don't know the answer, I'm going to say I don't know. I'm not going to pretend like I know yes or no. Yeah, the chandelier behind me, there is a bigger version of it in my house. It's about 3 times bigger. The colors are different too. And that one actually wasn't hung up for a long time because of the weight. I was worried about it crashing from the ceiling. All right, next step, we're going to punt you up to the bottom. Washed, I don't even know what that is. I would have to look it up. I can't even, if I don't know what it is, I can't comment yes or no. Montrez, thank you for the jewels. We worry about it falling? No, don't. You don't have to worry about that. Is this legal to do on here? Absolutely. I'm a part of the partner program, so yeah, it is legal. Yeah, TikTok has been a little fussy with me. No, I didn't have to make a special fixture. I had a contractor come out and put a steel bar in between, I think it was 3 rafters, and then reinforce it because it's like 600 pounds for that chandelier. So they came out and they reinforced it, got it all settled up. All right, we're going to do the hat for the snowman real quick. But yeah, I was so worried about it crashing. You know, not only breaking, but if it crashed on someone, it would hurt, obviously. I don't cook any food. All my food is non-cooked. I make a mean-ass peanut butter and jelly sandwich, though. I make the best peanut butter and jelly ever. The voice actor, Sibs, what's up? How you doing? Thank you for the jewels. Yeah. I was more worried about someone getting hurt from the chandelier. And then I went to go, when I had my house in California and I wanted to hang it up, and I called a contractor out, you had to get a permit. I was like, I'm not paying you a permit to hang my chandelier. You don't like peanut butter? I'm sorry, Colleen. I make the best peanut butter and jelly on the planet. I'll make you a Nutella and jelly. How's that? How's Nutella sound for you? Let's do Nutella. What made me get into glass art? My mother started when I was 2 years old. So I pretty much grew up with it. It's all I've known my parents to do, pretty much. So yeah, that's how I got into it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You had to get in and make the everything all. I don't know what the contractor did, but it's stable. And then I had to have electricity run to it because it is lit up from the inside. All right, this is the little white part for the hat, the little fluffy Santa hat. Toast the bread. Sometimes it depends on the customer. That's your go-to fishing sandwich, peanut butter and jelly? That's right. I love it. I call that my, like when I was younger and I wasn't making a lot of money at this at all. That was my kind of go-to food. That was the food. Yeah, you could buy a loaf of bread, peanut butter, jelly, and you got food for a week. Right? All right, we got to do the top of the hat here. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I try to make it fun. You know? Homemade chicken noodle soup. Now that is a good thing right there. That's a good stuff. I just can't. I don't cook really. I can make some awesome desserts and things like that, but actual cooking, no. I can barbecue, but that's about it. I got a pretty mean barbecue setup going. Montrez, thank you for the jewels. 7 and 7. Thank you. I'm going to call you 7 and 7 because it reads like that to me, and it sounds cool. Do I sell peanut butter jelly on Etsy? No, I should make one out of glass, though. That'd be funny. Make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich out of glass. All right, so we're making the hat real quick for the snowman head. Okay, we're going to bring it down, and then we got to loop it and swoop it. So we loop it, and then swoop it. I don't want to say what the swoop reminds me of because I don't feel like getting sued by them either. But loop it and swoop it. Loop it and swoop it. I look like Preston Kirk. I look like me. All day. All right, let me put the little pom-pom on here. So that hat will eventually go red. We might see it starting to go red a little bit, but it will get there. But right now it's in the cold state, so it doesn't do that. All right, we got to add the little carrot nose. There we are. Orange. It's like one of my least favorite colors to work with. I love the color. I just don't like working with it. And we'll put the little nose on there. The reason I don't like this color is because you have to be so gentle with it, and you have to kind of be precise and take your time with it. I just moved that snowman way over. And that's not really my glass blowing style. There are two different types of glass blowers out there. You have the type that are super methodical and take their time, gentle. And then you got me. There's a few of us out there that just want to get the glass as hot as possible and rip it. And that glass does not like that. It wants to be massaged. And that's just not my style. All right, we're looking good. I'm happy. I'm good at, I hope so. 31 years. I hope I have something, a few items that are good. And then it just pops off. Like that. And you can see the red starting to come back. Oh, come on. Front and center, buddy. There. You can see the red starting to come into play. But yeah, so there's the two different hat differences. So there's the Santa hat and then the top hat. I got to push this way in the back of the kiln. Get back there. Are they still glowing? Kind of. Yeah. Oh, I got you. Oh, you got your mystery box. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what anybody gets. All right, let me see where we're at. I got to do another cardinal. We're going to make a cardinal right now. And then we'll change things up. All right, here's all of you. Can I make a squirrel? I think I could make a squirrel. Yeah, I think I could. Yeah, I think the squirrel's possible. What do you use the kiln for? The kiln is for tempering. So when you start making all this glass, there's going to be a spot where I finish off, like I get the last piece done. And that spot is going to be super, super hot versus the beginning where it's colder by about 1,000 degrees, roughly. So if I start heating this right here and I leave it sit out, that's going to cool slower than that section. And if I just left it sit out, it would put stress on the glass, meaning it would cool at different rates. So the kiln allows it to sit at 1,100 degrees Fahrenheit and then cool down at the same pace, same time. So that's what the kiln does. It also acts as a temporary heater for me, meaning when I have to make a glass in multiple sections, then I can put part of it in the kiln when I make it, let it stay at 1,100 degrees, and then when I bring it back out, it's not completely cold. Yeah, you definitely use different diameter rods for different stuff. But the colored glass, unfortunately, to try and get it in a much smaller diameter or much bigger is it costs a lot. It's like a super high fee for it. They call it a culling fee. No, I have a lot of stuff on the plate. I want to do this next year. I'm already planning the year out. I want to do a giveaway at some point that is going to be super epic. The giveaway will be, well, I don't know if it's a giveaway, but it's going to be a full-on glass experience for subscribers. You'll be entered in. And if you win, you'll get to come to the studio and spend half a day with me making glass. I don't know when that's going to happen, but that's kind of the plan this year. You get to come to the studio, and yeah, we're going to melt some glass together. But you have to agree to do it on YouTube. That's going to be the criteria. Yeah, glass doesn't transfer heat at all. Have a good night. Thank you for everything. Yeah, we got lots of projects to do tonight. What is the price per pound for color? Well, the colors range anywhere from like 35 up to 150. All right, we got to add the little head for the cardinal real quick. We're going to do this one a little bit backwards. Yeah, the colors definitely vary. It definitely does it. Like the uranium glass is 150 a pound. I have a feeling that's going to go up too. All right, so I got to do the tail portion for the bird. For the cardinal. Colleen, thank you. Tammy, thank you for the jewels. Appreciate it. Thank you, Colleen. Yeah, I try to explain things as best as I can. I'm not going to throw a whole bunch of technical terms out there trying to sound like I'm super smart. I just want to explain it in an easy way. Got to make it friendly. All right, so there is the beginning of the bird. So we got the head. This is my guideline for the tail. Uranium is actually about a 39 COE. It's not quite 33. It's about 39. It's very borderline. So one of the things that uranium does that's very unique is it allows you to seal different types of glass together. And it's also used for glass to metal seals. Because of the way the uranium reacts with the glass, it has some properties that are pretty amazing. Beth and I have a technical term, I'm sure. My technical term is loop and swoop. Is that? Oh man, that's a long name all combined together. Thank you for the jewels. Cassidy, thank you. $5 a double, give it to the next streamer. For what? I don't know what you're asking on that. All right, we got to let it dangle for a second. Loop, swoop, and pull, right? All right, so we got the cardinal really starting to take shape now. We got to put a little loopy loop on it. Have I done planes? Yeah. The only planes I've done are like, I don't want to call it cartoon planes, but they're definitely whimsical. There's no particular plane like it was modeled off of. But I've definitely done a few plane ornaments. They're just kind of like you would see on a cartoon, you know, over exaggerated round wings, and did a biplane once. That one was really hard. But that was kind of like a personal project. Can I do it? All right, so we got the little loopy loop on there. Let's get this made into a cardinal. What do y'all say? Let's put the wings on. Right now we're doing a cardinal. I don't do repairs. If it's my glass, I absolutely repair it. Toucan would be cool. I agree with the toucan statement. All right, so we're bringing this down. We're going to start the wings. Now, this particular thing, the wings that I'm doing, I've had a lot of people pay me like for 2 or 3 days of lessons to be able to learn how to do this wing, because there are some tips and tricks to it. It's too hard to try and explain on the torch on a video. But there is wing number 1. Yeah, it's the Glass Torch Technologies, the Kabuki. All right, we got to add in the other wing. So we are making a cardinal right now. All right, so I got to fix it. So one of the things that happened is I made one wing a little bit smaller than the other. So the bottom, the wing that's facing down is bigger. The one that's up top is smaller. I'm going to try and repair it and see if I can do it. If not, I have to rip the whole thing off. There we go. Got it. Now they match. No, I have not heard of sea swallow or blue sea dragon. I have not. Sounds interesting, though. All right, we got to pull this little bit of clear off here. All right, so I'm going to show you how things transform here. So right now it just looks like kind of like a pea stub going on, right? Now watch out, just a few little minor movements and things added in change it from that pea stub into the cardinal. I have not seen who, I don't even know who got the shark. I have no idea, but I'm hoping they post it. That would be, that's one of the things I'm hoping for, because it's a pretty gnarly piece. But yeah, I would love for them to post it, even in comments or something. Or if they send me pictures of them having it, then I'll post it for them if they don't feel comfortable. But I definitely want to show it. All right, let me add the little eyeballs here. I know Red Squeak posts a lot of stuff. Dragonfly does. So I know if they get it, they will. All right, we got to add the little crest on here. And then I'll show you how much of a difference all this makes. Just these little improvements there. So see, it went from a little bit of a dove bird to now it's got that cardinal look going. And once it goes completely red, it's going to be amazing. What's the matter, Colleen? So what's so bad about what? I missed it. All right, so now we got the cardinal look. Pop that up. Haven't gotten your package? Yeah, you should be. Everything should be out there. You'd love to see a hummingbird? We could do a hummingbird. Yeah, we could do that real quick. We could break up the monotony. If you want to see a hummingbird, type 1 in the chat, and then I'll know we'll do a hummingbird. So I'll give it a 30 seconds here. If you want to see a hummingbird being made, type 1. I'll find a really cool color to make it out of too. You just put these little bits together. Actually, I do have a color I want to experiment with it. Oh, wow. Yeah, I have to have a picture of a toucan in front of me before I do it. I definitely want to have a photo of a toucan, because one little detail could definitely mess it up. So it almost looks black, but this is a very, very, very dark red. We're going to use that. We'll mix it with some white on the body, and hopefully we get a really cool effect to it. In fact, where is the right size rod? There we go. Trying to see if I want to mix a little bit of uranium in there. I thought I had a tiny little bit of this very diluted uranium glass. I think I do. So see this little piece right here? We're going to see if it actually glows. I'm going to hit it with the black light. I think it does. Yeah, it's got a slight glow to it. So we're going to pop that in there. In fact, I might try and make the whole body out of that. Let's mix it up. We're going to put a little uranium in there and see if we can get it to go. So right now we're just mixing it. So it's going to have a light green body to it. And we're going to do red, dark red for the color. On the wings, tail, and beak. All right, got to definitely mix this up, though. Big, what's up? ERV. Oh, I would pass it to the next streamer. Have a thought of Beavis and Butthead logo? Ah, man, I'm a huge Beavis and Butthead fan. Thank you for posting that, Big. Thank you, thank you. I love Beavis and Butthead. I don't care. I have all of their episodes from the old school back on DVD. I even have a DVD that was released for like 8 hours before they pulled it off the shelf. I luckily got one copy. It's Beavis and Butthead, I think, World History or something. No, you could do certain aspects of it. You just couldn't do like Beavis and Butthead. It's kind of, yeah, you're treading a fine line with stuff. Like if you asked me to do a NFL football team logo, I would say, no, I can't do that. But what I could do is make the team colors. So they can't stop you from doing colors or anything like that, but you just can't make the logo. And you can't call it, such and such. I mean, there are fine lines, and there are boundaries I won't cross on it. I am wearing Meta glasses. The glasses were custom built with special lenses in them. I'll show you what the lenses do. They're extremely comfortable. All right, so this is that greenish color we pulled off earlier. We're making a hummingbird currently, and this is going to be a one-of-a-kind, one-off hummingbird. It has a uranium glass body to it, light uranium. Yeah, it was real. That's the name of the Beavis and Butthead, Real History. There was like a 5-second clip of a copyright in there, and they had to pull the whole thing. My flame is big? No, that's a big flame. That's a flame. That's just a flame. All right, so we're going to pull this out. So this is what I call my guideline, my template for the tail. It just kind of allows me to find center. And that way it doesn't look all awkward. I was going to use that dark. I don't know if I can get away with it. I think this rod's going to be too skinny for the size of this body. Yeah, it's going to be too skinny. I got to set this one off to the side. We're going to grab the light red Elvis and use that. So this will be a red right here. It will turn out super red, but it's a thicker rod, so it's going to make the wings and everything much easier. As a business owner, would you get out? Would you pay for a business license? I pay for business licenses every time, all day long. I do everything by the book. I definitely do everything by the book. A lot of people think it's crazy to do that, but I don't. Would I make swords and sell them? I might make swords in the beginning of the year to sell. I do have a couple swords that I can show you. Let me finish this bird and I'll bring the swords out. If you want to see the swords, type 1 in the chat. I got about another 5 minutes left on this bird, and then I'll bring the swords out if you want to see them. If not, it's okay. I'm not offended if you don't. Well, one's a dagger, one's a sword. But I'm thinking of maybe doing a couple. The only drawback to doing those is they take a while, and it would be a long time. It would be a very long stream. So it would not be a short stream. Oh, wow. That's a lot of ones. Okay. All right. I'll bring it up. Have I done a peacock? No, not yet. Peacock is the one thing that I can tell you I'm looking at, trying to figure out how to make the tail, but not make it fragile. When I make glass, I try and design it around what happens if it falls. Will it live? Is there a possibility that I can make it a little stronger? And right now, the tail would be a crazy one. No, I'm not using the small propane tanks. I have large propane tanks. No tobacco pipes. Nope. I don't do any pipes. No bongs, no dongs. I'm sorry. I don't have a problem with the industry. Okay, I'm going to make that very clear. It's just not my thing. All right, so we got the body set. We got to put a little hook on it so it hangs. This hummingbird's going to be big. It's going to be actually almost life size. So we got to put a little hook on here. All right, before we get too far, I'm going to show you why this body looks cool. Now, this is going to be uranium glass. It won't show uranium right now, but see how it looks kind of plain Jane? Now look at the shimmer and that green. So this has a really cool, unique green to it, but without the light. Now, when it cools off, it'll be closer to that green again. Now we got to do the wings. Oh, I definitely think of things surviving. There are things I call homing pigeons because they always find their way home broken. Like if someone wants a name done, names are like notorious for breaking. So I call them homing pigeons because they find their way home. And to be honest, if that happens a lot to people, they get a bad sense of glass is not quality, or it's too fragile to own. And that's not true. All right, one last little bit here for the wing. Smooth that out. Now this will be red when it's all done, but we got wing number 1 done. And I like freehanding it. I don't like tools. Yeah, we are doing a hummingbird. This was the very first item I learned to make that was something that you could sell. Like one of the things I was selling a lot of, the very first thing. All right, one last little bit. This wing will be done. Smooth it out. Get it to blend curve-wise to the other one. There we go. So now we got 2 wings on there. You can see the red just starting to pop back into life here. And then the next step is we're going to add the beak. Now, one of the biggest mistakes people make is they put the beak right on the front of the head. And I call it the Pinocchio effect. So if you want to get rid of that, you put the beak under where the chin looks like it should be. And then you pull it forward, and it looks a heck of a lot better. And I'm going to show you just what I mean here. So now the beak was placed right on the bottom of the head, like where the chin would be. Can you imagine what it would look like if it was on the front? Like I said, it would have that Pinocchio effect. Then we got to put some eyeballs on it. And here we go. Yeah, Dragonfly Creation is also a glass blower, and if you want to give her a follow, subscribe, whatever, I highly recommend it because she's going to be amazing. She's on her learning adventure, and she's progressing very fast. And the reason I say follow is because if you want to see what it's like for someone to learn and see the progression, she's a good person for that. All right, so we got eyeballs, everything. Now, the colors aren't looking real good right now, but they will. You put them up on your channel. There you go. And then tap. Off it comes. That made a little boo-boo right there. I got a tiny little crack in the tail because I took too long making it, the bird. So we got to fix it. Now I get a chance to make it look good, though. There we go. Would you do a weeder piece? Dixon is his name. Oh, the dash-ons I could do. Yeah, dash-ons I could do. I know I'm not saying it correctly. I know people call them dash-hounds or whatever, but yeah, that breed of dog I could definitely do. What I would need from you is a photograph of your dog, and then I can kind of mimic it as much as possible. Because every dog is a little different, you know? All right, let me put these together. But we'll try and get it as close to what it looks like. And And they were going to attach it. Your father's a glassblower? Awesome. Girls or boys? Dogs. I prefer the company of dogs and animals in general. Birds. No, I'm kidding. Swords, yeah. Give me 1 second. I just had to put this together. I'm going to show you why I had to put this together. I'm going to show you the most dangerous thing in the entire studio. Okay? And this is where I always get hurt. And this is why I'm doing it. So on the end of this rod right here is called a witch's fingernail. Right there. See that little slice of glass right there? So that's called a witch's fingernail. And they happen every once in a while. And if you grab it the wrong way, you're stabbing yourself or you're slicing. So I needed to get that off my bench before I have an accident. Then we'll grab the swords. We'll grab the dagger first, then we'll grab the second one, which is the larger sword. There we go. I'm going to move the wolf out of the way. Stick. So this is a 19-inch dagger, like that. Again, it's 19 inches. This is like one of my favorite pieces. I did it differently in a couple different ways. So this side right here is what I call the shiny side. So it has lots of shine to it, like a gloss coating. Then the other side is the matte side. So what I wanted it to do is be able to hang it and have it either way. Now the next one we're going to do of this version, I'm not going to put claws on here. We're going to do wings coming off, like larger wings. And then I'm going to put a spine on the back of it, like dragon spine. So we're going to change it up. The next one I do, we're going to change it all up. So that is the dagger. And then the sword, I got to reach behind me and grab. Probably not till after the first of the year. And we got to bring this out. Now, unfortunately, I do have to sit way back here for it because it does not fit in the camera. Camera has a hard time picking it up, but that is the full-blown sword. For size reference, I'll bring the handle over so you can see it, but yeah, that is all glass. You can bring it in, and there's the handle, the hilt, or whatever. Everything's solid except there's a little bit of a bubble in this one. It's small, but it's not completely solid. There we go. But yeah, I can't fit this whole thing in the camera. It's just, see, that's about as close as I can get right there. It still doesn't want to fit. Now that's why I'm so angry at TikTok right now. They'll let you bounce around in a bikini and, you know, beg for gifts in a battle, but they won't let me hang that up. TikTok made me take it down. I had them hanging up, and they made me take that down. Can you believe that? That's what they said. It was a weapon. It's like, whatever. All right, I got to do another peppermint stick. Sorry, I am filling orders tonight, so can it shoot lightning? I wish. I am thinking about, I've been saying it for about 6 months. I'm thinking about doing a series of wands, like wands. That would be kind of cool to me. All right, here we go. But yeah, TikTok's been really, and they've been hammering me really, really hard for my live stream for dangerous activities. I was like, yeah, whatever. Like I said, I get really annoyed at the battles. That's all it seems like that's on there anymore. People battling. And battling, to me, just says, I'm begging for money. Yeah. Now, if you go on TikTok, you can watch Dragonfly Creation, and she does an awesome job on there. And when I'm on, I try and keep it entertaining. But Dragonfly's awesome on there. She does some awesome glassblowing live streaming. And she's got a good voice. Sounds good, too. Yeah, kids definitely watch the stream. Yeah, the wand would be a good project. I just have to make sure I don't cross any boundaries with copyrights or anything. I don't have a price on the sword. But if you want to contact us, it is starrynightglass@gmail.com or starrynightglass.com. Either one. If I do any swords next year, it will probably be maximum of 3. They definitely have a... they're heavy. When you start adding them together, like putting the pieces together, it gets super heavy. It's like holding a can of soup here. It's not heavy. But if you take a can of soup and you hold it way out here at 3,000 degrees, it suddenly gets very heavy. What's average price? Like $35. The hummingbirds are $20. So like the hummingbird that's hanging here, that guy, those are like $20. Not bad. Am I a welder? No, I'm not a welder. Let me add this white on here. No, you sell the torch? I don't sell the torch. I don't sell any equipment, and that's why I'm a good source for where to buy equipment, because I have no skin in the game. I'm just going to tell you the honest truth, where to go get it, and what I think is the best equipment. All right, so we got to add the red. Here we go. So this is striping the red. Now, unfortunately, the red goes very transparent in the beginning. It will come back to red. But this is the drawback of it. It goes really clear. One more, and then we're going to pull out the peppermint stick. It does look clear, yeah. Let me see if I got a nice red example here. I might have a little example of the red and what it does. Yeah. So I'm going to show you what red does. I'm going to have to multitask, though. We're going to multitask real quick. Maybe it'll do it. I don't know if it's going to do it on this particular color. We're going to bring it out. I don't know if this one's going to do it. This might be the old version. I think it is. Yeah, it's the old version. That's definitely not going to do it. We'll use this one. No, I'm not going to. I don't have anything to do it with real quick. I don't have the newer version here. It's called Red Elvis, and it comes back to red later. Let me finish this item. And then I'll show you Trippy Red. Get off. And we're going to grab it. Oh, thank you. I'm not offended by anything. Thank you for making the comment, but yeah, don't have to apologize. I might go on my troll rating here soon. What's up, Laura? So yeah, I might just go on the whole troll rating system again. All right, so we're going to take all this. You can see the red starting to come back. And then we're going to pull it down. Just have to get enough heat to be able to pull and spin. All right, here we go. And we're going to start just rotating. So one hand just rotates a little bit slower than the other, or a little faster, however you want to phrase it. And that creates a spiral that's happening right now. And you just stretch it out. Keep that action going all the way down here. I'm probably going to be able to make a mini off this too. I think I will. We've got a nice spiral running all the way up. We'll make a mini off it. Maybe do a candy cane off it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Play it by ear. But I got to put a hook on it. Not bad. Centered up. No, a little crooked. Sorry. 1 second. That's like the most annoying thing. You see someone do something absolutely perfect and then they put a wonky hook on it. So you can see the red starting to pop back in. It's like you do all that work just to finish off with a wonky hook. It makes no sense to me, but that's just my 2 cents. So it'll look like a peppermint stick when it's all done. All that red will pop in. Right now, it's just kind of waiting to do its thing. Oh, thank you. Yeah, finally some decent stuff. He doesn't see me. I see you. What's up? Hello, Starry Night Glass. I see you. Think I don't see chat. I got you. That's the Steffi Mouse in the house. Lately, we've been so busy, it's the only way she gets to see me anymore. This is what you consider an artist? That's awesome. Thank you. So, yeah, that goes back to kind of the old school days when I first started out. I met one of my glass artists, the idol, someone that was amazing. And when I first introduced myself to him, his name was Sundance. And when I first introduced myself, I said, hey, I'm Jason. Nice to meet you. I'm a big fan. I'm a glass artist too. And he looked at me and he's like, no, you're not. And I was devastated. I was like, crushed. He's like, you don't get to call yourself an artist. Only people that observe your work get to have that privilege. And he said the same thing about himself. I don't consider myself an artist. Only people that get to see my work can call me an artist. And I never forgot that. It's been like a little humbling thing in my career. So when that comment comes across, it really has meaning to me. All right, let's spiral this up. I don't want to throw all this glass away. It's too nice. Too much of it on here. I think we're going to turn it to a candy cane, though. A hollow candy cane. It's a 0-calorie candy cane. It's hollow. Thank you so much. Yeah, like I said, when that happened, I was at first, like I said, I was very crushed. But once he explained it, I was like, okay, I get it. Made sense. But yeah, only the people that see your work get to have that privilege to do that. All right, so we got this kind of spiraling around. We're going to turn it to a quick candy cane. Just going to let it gravity drip. Just too much good glass on here to throw it away. So we'll turn it to something. We'll throw it in a mystery box or someone's order. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So here we go. We're going to bring it and let it kind of start drooping. Right now it's in its hockey stick phase. And there we go. So we got the candy cane going. It was either that or throw it away. And I didn't want to do that. Definitely didn't want to throw it away. This is 31 years. Next month will be 32. I appreciate that, Brenda. All right, I'm going to go grab a piece of red that I was talking about earlier so I can show you why this doesn't show up red right now. But right now, this candy cane's being stubborn. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave it as is. I'm going to make it a plant stick so it can go into a plant. It's a candy cane plant stick. I was going to pull this off, but I think I'm going to leave it. That'll look cool in a house plant. Oops. For like certain times of the year, a poinsettia or something. That'd be cool. I'm going to leave it. All right, let me grab red, and I'll show you what we were talking about earlier. Oh, I think I brought it all out. All right, let's just snap a piece off here. So the older version of that glass doesn't show up red, but the new does. And while I'm doing this, if you all, I made a self-portrait of myself when I was younger, a portrait of when I was young, out of glass. So if you would like to see the self-portrait of me in glass, go ahead and type 1 in the chat while we're doing it. While we're doing this experiment, just type 1, and then I'll go get the self-portrait and bring it out and show y'all. It's very unique. All right, so I'm going to show you what red does. Now, this is the new version, so it converts over to red very fast. So we're going to flatten it, and then I'm going to show you how it just morphs from clear to red. Got it. There we are. So watch it. It's very clear right at my forehead here. Now in about 3 seconds, 3, 2, 1, it just goes back to red. Now that's the newer version. So it converts over very fast, as opposed to this that is probably 20 years old that doesn't. Oh, wow, we got a lot of people. Okay, we'll bring it out. Let me grab it here. So keep in mind, this is when I was very young, so I look a little different in the self-portrait, okay? I was very young. I was skinny, too, so you may have a hard time recognizing me. And here we go. So can you see the resemblance? The hair, the eyes, everything looks good, right? See, hair, everything looks the same. There you go. So I was really skinny. Had a very good sense of direction, though. I was like very focused back then. Okay, so what's next on the agenda here? We did the Cardinals. We got to do Snowman Head. See, I got you guys. I told you. I was super young. I know, striking resemblance, spiky hair and everything, right? Sorry, I have my sense of humor sometimes can be a little bit off. But I love hanging out with y'all. Y'all make my day better, my night. Yeah, it is I upgraded it, Katie. I upgraded it. All right, here we go. So we got to do Snowman Head, but we're going to do the black hat. I know it looks exactly like me, right? Yeah, I agree. I should send. No, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to go there. All right, here we go. We're going to pull this down. This is called pulling a point. And just to show you, this glass stays very, very pliable for a while. And then it actually gets to a point where it says, no, I'm not doing it anymore. And then it firms up really quick. No, I have not made ear gauges. I was going to a long time ago, but I even bought the tool to keep the gauge exactly the right size. But I just didn't feel like I was going to be precise enough for it. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to be the thing I wanted to do. Know what I mean? Marcus, did I upset you? Are you okay? Do you want a cookie, Marcus? I'm not going to stop talking. John, thank you. Marcus, you want a cookie? I'm going to talk all I want on my channel. That's part of, did you see narrating? Everybody send Marcus a cookie in chat. All right, here we go. Oh, snowman. Crap, almost messed up because I was going to send Marcus a cookie. All right, here we go. So right now I'm adding in what's called frit, F-R-I-T. And frit is basically a ground up glass that is about the size of sea salt. And it just allows me to coat the glass without fully encasing the whole thing. So it still leaves a lot of clear, which keeps that glass consistency going. Like that. I try and talk as much as possible to explain the process. The thing about this, what I want to do on live stream, is I want to explain the process. I want to show how it's made, not how to make it. All right, so there we are. We're going to bring it in. We're going to shrink it down. While in that process, I'm going to show you what my glasses do. So this is the same material as my glasses, the lenses. You're going to see total magic right now. In 3, 2, 1. Now, that's how I see everything versus that. See the big difference? That's how I can see what I'm doing in the fire. It's very much like an X-ray vision into it. So we're going to shrink it down. We'll blow it open. And we'll start making the snowman head. A little wobbly real quick. I got to come over here. I'm going to have to straighten it out. There we go. Got a little off center. Then we're going to bring it over and we're going to blow it open a little bit. Not too much pressure. It doesn't take hardly any pressure at all. I mean, very little. Like that. Yep. It's right around $4,600 for this torch. Now, nothing about working with. If you have questions on glass, don't hesitate to ask. I will answer questions. We're making the snowman head, but we're doing the black hat version. I'm actually filling Christmas orders right now. Trying to get everything out before the absolute shipping deadline. But I have lots of different items we can make, so I'm mixing it up. All right, we're going to punt you onto the bottom. So it kind of stays dingle-dangle for a little bit, and then it'll stop. And we're going to burn it off. Oh, don't you fall. All right, first step is we got to make the hat. Need a little bit of black glass, and we're going to pop it on there. Now, this one does get very bright, so if you don't like bright lights, I would kind of not look at the flame real quick with the black. Hardest shape to make, a square. I have a hard time with a square, like dice. I would love to be able to make dice. I think that'd be really cool, but I haven't made them where it's like super even. Okay, so we're going to melt this in. Now this is for the rim of the hat. We'll flatten it out, and then we'll put the little top portion on it. Set that off to the side. This might actually show with the filter a lot better. So see how bright that is? Now watch. It's still a little bright, but definitely see the difference there. Gotta clean this thing. Nasty. Ashley, have a good night. All right, we're going to flatten it. And again, not a lot of pressure. Very gentle. Don't want to over push it too much. Have I ever used a mold? I have molds for certain things, but not a lot. I don't like molds. How's it different than lamp work? I am lamp working. Once I get the horizontal live stream going, you will be able to view that. My horizontal stream has 3 cameras to it. In fact, I just did a video where there's only 2 cameras on there right now, but I just made a video of the uranium glass hummingbird. So if you want to check that out and tell me what you think of those views, I'm going to add one more camera in there that will have the filter on it. And that's kind of my plan. Have 2 cameras, one close up, one at a distance, and then one with the filter on the live stream. So you can kind of check out whichever version you want to see. But yeah, I just posted it. It's a 5-minute video on how to make the hummingbird, the uranium glass one. And it would be very helpful for me to get feedback on it. Yeah, I just did glass blowing. How do you think I got the bobble? This is called lamp working. It is a combination of glass blowing and sculpting. It's a combo. All right, we're going to add the little button nose or the carrot nose. And here we go. All right, so we got the nose on. Next step is we got to put the little eyeballs and the mouth on. We made toxic version of this not too long ago. So I did it all out of uranium and slime green. It was pretty cool. I called it the Toxic Snowman. All right, so now we got the little face on there. See if I got any. Nope, I don't. I'm gonna have to manually do this. And we're gonna add the little hook on. Unfortunately, I got to do this hook a little bit different than the rest of them. So we're going to make a little ball. Then we're going to flatten it. Like that. Give it a little bend. A loop and swoop. Just got to make sure it's nice and round. And straighten it out a tiny bit. It's a little off. There we go. And that's how you do the snowman. You want a peanut butter and jelly Christmas ornament? I could probably do that. I got to tell you, one of the coolest ornaments I ever did was a dino chicken nugget. You know those kids' chicken nuggets that are shaped in dinosaurs, like a dinosaur? So I made I took the design of the dinosaur and I matched the color to the chicken nugget exactly, and I made the ornament. It was kind of cool. I like that one. Okay, what else do I have on the agenda? Cardinals are done. Black Hat Santa's done. Red hat. We got to do a red hat. All right, one red hat. But yeah, the dino chicken nugget was amazing. At first, I didn't want to do it. I was like, but then it came out when it got done. It was kind of cool. It was like that Stegosaurus one. I think it's Stegosaurus. Is that it? Is that it? Yeah, it's a dinosaur. Definitely a dinosaur. McDonald's boot chicken nugget copyright? I don't know. Is there a boot chicken nugget? I didn't even know there was such a thing. Is there a boot chicken nugget? Seriously? What would a snowman show up with uranium eyes? It looks really good. Yeah, the uranium eyes and mouth look really good. Yeah, it definitely makes a difference. Why is the fire white? It's magic. Still eat dino chicken nuggets? Oh, then you would appreciate it. Kind of looks like a boot. I'm going to have to take a look at that. Definitely going to have to take a look at that. Hey there, this isn't diners, drive-ins, and dives. I know, right? Gold star for you. Tank gets the gold star. with spicy ketchup. I don't know. I can't do spicy ketchup. It ruins it for me. JC's Dino Chicken Nuggets at the house. I should make another one. We'll just do, maybe after Christmas, we'll do a Dino Chicken Nugget. We'll do some weird stuff again. We'll make it up. We're going to do another snowman, but this time we're going to use the red hat. I am currently filling orders, but I'm trying to break up the monotony and try not to do too many of the same items at once. Yeah, I know. That Guy Fieri guy looks exactly like me. I mean, technically, we could be twins. If I got tattoos, some earrings and stuff, we could almost be twins. The only thing missing would be probably the orange Camaro and the $30 or $40 million in the bank. All right, we got this going. But in all seriousness, if I ever had the opportunity to have him on my channel making some glass, that would be amazing, right? Can you imagine that? Have Guy doing some glass blowing with me? That'd be fun. Actually, the one I'd really love to get on here is Gordon Ramsay. That would be hella fun. I can already hear him saying, bloody hell. All right, so the next step is we're going to shrink this down and blow it out. And here we go. So technically, we're shrinking it down. Two things for that. I want to thicken it up, make it look much better. And it will definitely be much more durable. I'll show you what I mean by that. But it also allows me to control the air pressure as I blow it out a little easier. All right, almost done. Oh, there we go. Oop. The shape was almost off. So now we got the ball. It kind of looks like I don't know, kind of like not quite a pear shape, like a cherry, but it should be durable. That's why I do that. No, I am not related that I know of. It's not entirely impossible, but all right, we got to put a little hole in it. Make a cup? No, I don't. I'm not good at the cups. Honestly, I'm not that good on that. I've tried many, many times. I can get it done once in a while, but no, I can't. I can't get the cups down really, really nice. All right, put a little punty on there. We're going to burn this off. Now we're going to do the red hat. The red, again, is going to kind of come in very clear, and it will reappear later. It's going to disappear and come back. Okay, so we got that burnt off. So this is the beginning of the snowman head, like that. Let's grab some red and pop it on there. This is how the red starts out. Very transparent. I don't do any pumpkins. I really don't make any pumpkins. There are so many people that make pumpkins. You're not lacking for choices. So no need for me to make one. All right, here we go. So we're going to do the red. A little bit more here. There we go. And we'll smash it right here so y'all can see it. I'll change hands. Not much pressure, not a lot. Okay, you don't want to put too much on there. And see how it went completely clear? No, we'll come back to red later. Probably halfway through the process here, you'll start to see it get back to red. Cordell is a troll. What is Cordell saying? Yeah, we'll have to rate the troll. Okay, let's put the little hat on here. The little top hat portion. All right, here we go. We're spinning and grinning because it's hella fun. I'll bring it this way so y'all can see that. See, it's starting to get that red coming in on the bottom of the hat. It is starting to go back to red. All right, let's put the little carrot nose on here. We're going to do a little secret on here, by the way. Y'all get to be a part of it. We're going to do a little secret addition. Then we're going to pop that nose on. Let me grab something real quick, and we're going to do a little secret. There we go. So every once in a while, I'll add a little secret sauce to it. So this is a uranium stringer right here. See that glowing right there? So we're going to put the black eyes and mouth on there, but we're going to top it off with a little bit of uranium. So if they ever hit it with a black light, it's going to be a surprise. Whoever gets this item is going to be shocked if they hit it with a black light, because the eyes are going to glow super bright green. But it won't be visible pretty much most of the time. It's kind of like, well, I think some of you are probably too young, but it's when you used to go to a club and you get a hand stamp that was invisible ink, like that. All right, let's do the secret sauce here. Pop this off, right? Just a little bit. Just a tiny little bit. You won't even notice it unless you hit it with a black light. Just like a happy little surprise, right? Okay. Oh, this is thick enough. I don't have to flatten it. All right, let's put a hook on. And we did the loop, swoop, and droop right there. Fuse that on. Make sure it's nice and round. And it's crooked, so we got to straighten it out. There we go. So grab it here, and then you just pop it off. And there we are. We got snowman head. So that's the uranium version. There's the red hat version, like twinsies. For that. I love this community too. I do. I think it's amazing. Okay, I do have to go. It's time. For those of you who don't know, I am taking care of my mother. She has suffered through 6 strokes and a couple things. She has medication at a certain time I need to go give her. So I got to go do that, and then I will be back. So give me about half hour, 45 minutes, get everything all handled, and then I'll be back. What time is it? 9 o'clock. And we'll kind of run through a little bit of a fun night tonight for the rest of the night. So give me just a little bit to go handle that. And if I don't see you tonight, definitely hit the subscribe and come back. But I appreciate everybody's participation. It's been absolutely freaking fun so far. Let's continue it tonight. I'll see y'all in a little bit.